What's up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Sierra, and today I'm sharing with you over 30 ways that you can gain clients for your new small business. If you're like me and you just recently started a small business, you probably know that one of the hardest things when you get started is to build your clientele. And if you're thinking about starting a small business, you may be holding yourself back saying, well, how do I know I can get clients? So this video is for you. I have compiled a list of over 30 ways that you can gain clients for your small business on and off of social media. I think the key takeaway here is that you want your clients to find you. You don't want to constantly be searching for clients and seeking people out. You want to do all the steps, do all the advertisements, and only have to do a little bit here and there so that you can focus your energy on other parts of your business that are just as important as gaining clients. So I do want to say before I start that all of these are going to be tailored to me. So just keep that in mind that these are travel agent based, but they can be used for any kind of small business or service that you offer. So for those of you that are note takers, I have separated this list into each different social media platform as well as some miscellaneous things. So without further ado, get your pen and paper ready and let's get into it. Alright, so the first category that I guess I would say that I have is Facebook. Everyone is on Facebook these days, no matter how old you are. Everybody I know is on Facebook, and I honestly feel like it's the easiest to grow on Facebook just because there are so many people on it, and that is one of my primary forms of advertisement. But for Facebook, one of my first suggestions is to create your business page. Obviously, you want it to be separate from your personal page, and then when you go onto your business page, you can actually go in and invite every single person on your friends list. And I know some of you are probably thinking, well, this doesn't necessarily meet these people's needs, and it may not, but invite them anyway because they may know someone that needs your services, or you never know, they could need your services even though it doesn't seem like they would. So go in and invite every single friend on Facebook. Do not leave anyone out, and if they like your page, awesome. If they don't, that's fine too, but at least you got eyes to the name of your business and to your business page. The second thing I would suggest for Facebook is have your close friends and family go into your business page and invite their friends. All they have to do is go onto your business page, slide over to the community tab, and then it will give them the option to invite friends. And some of your friends may not want to go through their entire friends list, but even if they only add 20 or 25 people to invite, that's 20 or 25 more people that are going to your page. I did this and I grew my page almost 50 people in the matter of a day just by having my mom, my husband, and one of my best friends invite their friends to my Facebook page. So it does work. Number 3, comment on your friends' vacation posts. So if you see that someone is on a vacation, say, oh my gosh, that looks like so much fun. I would love to know where you guys are staying. I would love more information. I'm a travel agent and I would just love to know about where you're at, how your experience is, so that I can share it with my future clients. And then you can follow it up with, I'm so glad you're having a good time. And if they message you and give you all that information, you could say, thank you so much for this information. I'm just wondering who planned your trip. And when they say, oh, I planned it myself, say, well, please consider me next time for your next vacation. I would love to be your personal travel agent and plan your trips for you so that you don't have to do all the work. And I have actually gotten a client already in one single day. I commented on their post and they automatically came and asked me about their next trip. So it does work. You just have to make it a conversation instead of trying to make it a sales pitch. Number 4, and this has several parts to it, is join different Facebook groups. So for me, I have joined business networking groups. You usually can go in, post an intro post, kind of say, you know, who you are, what you do, the kind of people you serve, things like that, and then people can comment on it. You can tag your business page, and then that gets eyes to your business page. And for me, everybody needs a travel agent, I feel like. So that's how I've gotten a lot of traffic. And also make sure that you're interacting with other people. Don't just go in, post something, and then never go back to that page. So I actually keep a Google Sheet of all the groups that I'm in. I don't go to all of them all the time, but I do make sure that I keep track of that, and I will have them show up in my feed and I'll comment on stuff, even if it's just like, oh, this is a great business idea, I will keep you in mind for the future, something like that. Just interact with other people so that they know you're real and that you're not just there to get their business. Another kind of group that I have added myself into are travel groups. You can go into specific groups that you relate to. So for me, I'm in traveling with pets, female travel groups, traveling across the USA. Again, just interact with people. Tell them that their trip looks like they're having a good time. Ask them who helped them plan it. And always look for people that are looking for recommendations, because you don't want to come right out and say, oh, I own a travel business, let me help you. You can give some recommendations and then say, I own insert business name here. If you need any more help, please feel free to reach out. I've gotten several people to my business page that way as well. The third type of group that I have added myself into is ticket resale groups, because a lot of times people will go in and say, you know, I'm in need of tickets for this date, this concert, whatever it may be, and then I can go and check my website and see what I have available, and then I can comment on it and be like, hey, through my travel agency I have this, because I don't have the tickets up front, but I can tell them, hey, I do own a travel agency. It gives me a little bit of legitimacy and they trust me a little bit more to send their money to me and get the tickets through me. Comment when people are in search of things and let them know that you have what they are looking for. And the fourth recommendation I have for Facebook groups, specifically for me, is traveling to or moving to a specific state. So I am actually moving to Colorado soon, so I'm in a moving to to Colorado group. I don't know a whole lot about Colorado, but that's why I'm in it. But I currently live in North Carolina, so I'm also in moving to North Carolina groups, because people may be making cross-country road trips and they need hotels to stay in along the way. I can help with that. Or if they just want recommendations for things in North Carolina, I can help with that, and then they can go to my Facebook page, see that I'm a travel agent, and then they find my business page. So it's not always directly linking your business page onto things, but it's creating relationships, creating conversations that will get people to interact with you and go to your page and then go to your business page from your personal page. The last thing that I have to say for Facebook is to post on there when you book a trip for someone. So for example, I just recently booked a Disney trip for a family. It's their first time going. I made a post about that. I just booked a family of 4 to the most magical place on earth, kind of explained a little bit of what they would be doing, say thank you to whoever you booked it for trusting me with your family's vacation. And if you want to, you can put at the bottom, message us for a Disney trip, but it doesn't always have to be message me for this, ask me for a quote, ask me how I can help you. Sometimes you just want them to know, hey, I'm a real person, I'm actually doing business. So you don't always need to put it out there, message me for this, message me for that, contact us, let us help you book your trip. And while that's great, some people just want to see what you're doing and want to know that you're real and that you're making relationships and that you're not all about making the money. Because we are about making the money, but we need to make the relationships first. So that's pretty much what I have for Facebook. The next thing I will go into is LinkedIn. So for me, I kind of do similar things on LinkedIn that I do on Facebook. What I recommend for LinkedIn is connect with all kinds of people. LinkedIn will give you recommendations for people that either went to the same school as you or have the same type of job as you. Connect with all those kinds of people, even if you don't know them. Just connect with them. And then as soon as they do that, invite them to your business page on LinkedIn. Again, have 2 separate ones. Have a personal page and a business page. Connect with all the people on your personal page and then transfer them over to the business page. The next thing I would say for me that has kind of drawn people to my page is I make posts about travel. So I use travel hashtags. I post it on my personal page and on my business page. On my business page, I may post COVID-19 restrictions and if they're loosening up or if they're getting a little bit more restricted or whatever the case may be, posting that so people know, hey, she knows what she's talking about, and also she's not just here trying to sell us stuff. Again, that's very important. You don't always want to look like you're trying to sell something. You want to make those relationships first. And then the third and final thing that I have for LinkedIn is to, again, comment on other people's posts, especially if they are in your niche or if it's about your niche. So even if they're not in the travel industry, if they're talking about going on a trip, say, oh, that looks like so much fun. What was your favorite part about the trip? And engage with them to where they have to comment back to you, because it will help your algorithm. That's all the algorithm is engagement, engagement, engagement. So make sure that you're commenting on other people's posts. Make sure that you're getting comments back from them. You're making engaging comments on there, not just saying, oh, this looks great, because it might, but you need to add a little something else to stand out and make it different and have them respond to you. The next thing I will say is TikTok. TikTok is like the easiest thing to blow up on, I feel like, and especially in the travel industry, there is so much stuff that you can post about. So I have a list of 7 different things that I plan to or have already started posting on TikTok. I will leave all of my socials down in the description below so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. But for TikTok, I plan to start doing reviews on restaurants. So just going in and being like, this is where I'm eating, this is kind of what the vibe is, this is what the inside looks like. Show what you ordered, tell what the name of it was, how much did it cost, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much did you enjoy your meal, what was your customer service like, all those things. Just include it in a video, make like a little vlog and then do a voiceover. It doesn't have to be anything fancy, it doesn't have to have a bunch of crazy effects, nothing. Just tell people what it is, and then in your description use hashtags that relate to the video. I know a lot of people want to do, hashtag FYP, For You page, whatever, but truly if you want to succeed and grow even faster, you need to hashtag things that people are actually looking for and interested in that go along with your video, because people are more likely to find you and they're more likely to follow you if you're posting things that they were already searching for. Another thing that I would recommend on TikTok is reviewing hotels and resorts. So for example, I'm going to Cancun in April. I plan to leave a full review of the resort, take videos and stuff like that of the room, of our check-in service, of things that we're doing at the resort, what kind of entertainment they have, and kind of explain all of that in a TikTok and then post it and put hashtags of where I'm staying and that it's in Cancun, it's in Mexico, things like that, to show people this is what I do. I'm actually going to these places and I actually have a real life experience here, so that I'm not just saying like, oh, I know so much about this place but I've never been there. Another thing you can do on TikTok is a hotel and resort tour. You can do the tour first and then you can do the review after you leave. Just take the videos as you go. So for the hotel and resort tour, I know a lot of people will do like, this is what the room looks like, and kind of go through all of that, and then you can also go through and be like, the restaurants are over here, this is what the pool looks like. Make it look appealing. Don't just say, here's the pool, here's the restaurant, this is where our bed is. Like, make it interesting, but you don't have to overthink it. You can literally just be like, so we have a queen size bed in here with a balcony and we have a jacuzzi tub. Explain those things that people care about and would want to hear about when they're planning a trip. The The fourth thing that I have done in addition to restaurants and hotels is also local breweries and wineries. You can always go there. Just show what the place looks like. Again, if they have entertainment, if they have themed nights, if they have like a bingo night or a trivia night or something like that, tell your audience that. Don't just say, we came to this brewery and had a drink and it was great. Give them a little more detail. Explain to them what kind of brews they have there, what kind of wines they have there, what you ordered, what you enjoyed, what you didn't. All those things. You don't have to make it 5 minutes long, but just give them all the little bullet points so that they understand what they can expect if they were to go there, or if they're looking to see, is this something for me? They can tell very easily, yes, I'm gonna like this, or no, I'm not. Another thing you can do is vlog when you go on excursions or do activities on your vacation. So for example, when I go to Cancun, I believe we are booking a catamaran. It's basically a big yacht. So of course I'm gonna film that. I've never been on something that big before. I'm gonna be vlogging that whole thing and be like, this is what the company that we used was, this is how much it cost, this is how long it lasted, this is what we did, this is what they offered, this is where we went, kind of things like that. Just give them all the details as if you were an ad, but make it personal. For me, another thing I do is me using travel agent perks. So for example, I am getting this rate for this all-inclusive in Cancun very cheap. I'm getting it a lot cheaper and I'm earning commission on it. So I want to share that and share what I'm able to do as a travel agent that the normal person is not able to do. And then if they're interested in those perks, they can reach out to me to become a travel agent. So that not only builds clientele, but it also helps me build up my team as well. And the last thing that I have for TikTok is tips from a travel agent. I recently did one with how I fly for a discounted rate. So I went to the airport, took everybody along, explained the Spirit thing. So I made a whole vlog on YouTube about it too, but I made a shorter version on TikTok. Whenever you think of an idea, use it on multiple different platforms. You don't have to come up with 100 ideas and have a new idea for every single thing, because the chances of someone seeing me on Facebook, on TikTok, on Instagram, on YouTube, on LinkedIn, all of those 5 things, the chances of somebody seeing me on all of them is very, very slim. So you want to make sure you're reaching out to as many people as you can. And when you reuse content, you don't have to stress yourself out or get burnt out trying to think of ideas of what to post. The next category that I have is obviously here on YouTube. So I don't have too many for this, but for me, this is what I have currently done. So travel vlogs are always awesome. As you guys know, whenever I go to Cancun, I plan on vlogging that whole trip. I've vlogged a lot of trips in the past. So my birthday, whenever we went to Charleston for the 4th of July, I've done things like that. Whenever we went to Colorado, I vlogged that. So just kind of bringing them along to see, hey, you're a real person, you're really doing these things, you're really going to these places. Again, making it personal. Another idea for a video on YouTube is a day in the life of a travel agent is what I do, but you can use it for whatever your business is. So day in the life of a real estate agent, or day in the life of an esthetician, or whatever the case may be. Just bring them along for your day. Show them what it's like. Again, if you're looking to hire people, or you just want people to know what it's like because you had no idea before you started, that is a great way to build conversation, and people can ask questions in the comments, things like that. Ask how you got started, and so that also will build your engagement, which will push out your videos to reach more people. And the last thing on YouTube, I kind of touched on this with TikTok, but tips and tricks from a travel agent in my experience, or for you, tips and tricks from a real estate agent, esthetician, nail tech. Just doing tips and tricks, and it doesn't have to be anything crazy. It can be a vlog like my Spirit Airlines one was, but just make it interesting, make it fun, but also help them learn something that they can take away and use for themselves. If for whatever reason that they don't have the time or the money to use your services, you still want to help people out. Of course, we want business and we want clients, but we also want people to know, hey, she's not full of crap. She knows what she's talking about. So I'm going to listen to that. I'm going to try it, and then I'll remember her in the future when I do have the money for her services. The next section that I have is all things you can do in person. So all of the previous ones were obviously social media. This next one is all going to be in person. So I personally went on to Canva. Love that website. You can use it for so many things. I went on there, made a flyer. It's super simple. It looks like this. I'll pop it on the screen. Super simple. It just has my logo. It has my little slogan, and then it has all of the ways that you can get in touch with me. So print that out. Print it out on bright colored pieces of paper. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. It can literally just have a couple words on it and your business information. I printed mine out on bright pink, bright purple, bright orange, all kinds of different colored paper, and I have taken it out and I have taped it up on walls and bulletin boards and things like that. So some of the places that I have taken it and hung it up at were the post office. All of our local post offices have bulletin boards for business advertisements and announcements and things like that. So I did them at the post office. I also went to the mall and hung them in dressing rooms. So I hung them on the back of the door so that if someone were to go in and clean it, they may not see it and less likely to take it off. If they do take it off, it is what it is, but at least maybe a couple people will see it before that happens. So I hung it on the back of the doors in dressing rooms. I also hang it in bathrooms, either next to the sink, next to the door where they're coming in and out of, or even on the back of the bathroom stall. Because if you're sitting there using the bathroom and all you see is, hey, let's take a vacation information, you're like, hey, let's maybe do that. So it's very eye-catching. It's eye level, so they're easier to see. The next place that I put them was at public parks and optimist parks. So a lot of times those, again, will have bulletin boards with announcements and like spring signups or fall signups or whatever it may be. If you're at an optimist park, you can hang them on there. At public parks, you can put them on the picnic tables. Wherever you see that you can tape or staple something to, put it there. If nobody sees it, nobody sees it, but you never know who you're gonna get from just leaving it on there. The next one I would recommend is gyms. So locker rooms in the gym. The tanning part of a gym, you can put it in the tanning rooms on the back of the doors. Put your business cards in the elliptical where people put their phones. Put your business card there. And I'll kind of go into business cards in a second, but these are mainly about flyers. You can also put these in local restaurants and breweries. If these are smaller scale restaurants, ask first. And a lot of times people are really okay with it. They're just like, yeah, sure, here's the spot, you can do it. The next place that I would recommend is the library, but be careful with these because you need to ask them if they'll allow you to post a business advertisement. I know I went to one and they said that I couldn't post anything that was for profit. So you can, again, hang those in the bathroom if you really wanted to, put them inside of books, whatever you want to do. But just make sure you ask because you don't want them to just take it down. And I ended up just giving mine to the lady at the counter. So you can always do that, and then at least one person saw it. And then for those of you that are just starting your small business or you're doing it on the side or whatever it may be, if you still have a full-time job that you're doing or even a part-time job that you're still going to, take a flyer and put it in the break room where you work. I did that. I may even put one in the elevator there, which I will get to, but I did that. And I mean, I put it on the employee information board, and if people see it, great. If not, that's fine too, but at least I put it out there. The next thing I would say is put them in elevators. So at colleges, at doctor's offices, at hospitals, hotels, even anywhere that has an elevator, tape it in the elevator. Tape it next to the numbers. Tape it on the wall. Put it in the elevator because people are stuck in the elevator until they get to their next floor. So they can't do anything but look at what's around them, and why not make it your business advertisement? Again, colleges, this doesn't necessarily have to be in the elevator at the college, but if they have bulletin boards for announcements, if they have, you know, a food court, a dining hall, they have dorms or anything that you're able to get into, put them in there. Pass them out to people on campus. They usually have like little farmers markets. You can go out and just pass out flyers to people. Just get your pieces of paper with your information out to people. And even if they don't need your services right now, they may keep it and save it for a later time. Another thing you can do is if you go to church, you can put it on your bulletin board at church. You can put it in the pews for where people sit. Again, you can just pass them out, but that is a whole other audience of people that you can reach out to. The next thing is your neighbors. If you don't have neighbors, then this doesn't really apply to you, but if you live in a neighborhood or even if you just have a couple of neighbors, you can always go and tape it to their mailbox. Do not put it in their mailbox because it is illegal to open other people's mailboxes. You can be fined if the wrong person sees you doing it, but just tape it to their mailbox or put it in their door or put it on their car. Either one of those options are always great. Or if you're friends with your neighbors, just, you know, word of mouth, just let them know, hey, I'm a travel agent now, or I'm whatever you are. Just let them know that you are there and that you have those services to offer. Going back to the cars thing, if you go to like a Walmart or a restaurant that you really like, you can always go and put the flyers like underneath their windshield or on their window. So that is pretty much all I had for the business flyer. So the next thing I'm going to go to is business cards. If you don't have business cards, I know some people think that's like old fashioned, but get business cards. You can literally leave them anywhere, and it's so easy when you're talking to a random person to just be like, here's my card, and they can just take it and use it for whenever they need your services. So the first place that I recommend, especially for travel agents, is going to places like Walmart, TJ Maxx, Target, department stores, anywhere that sells luggage, and looking at the ones that are either on sale or the ones that have already been opened because obviously someone was looking at it, and just put a business card in there. What better thing than to open up your luggage and be like, I'm going on a trip, and now you have a travel agent's business card right there in front of you. Also, you can put them in purses at any of those stores. A lot of times you can have them on the little outside pockets, put them on the inside, and someone buys it, they're taking all the stuff out of it, and then they see your card and they're like, oh hey, this is awesome. Another thing, especially for travel agents, for me, I put my business cards near swimsuits, beach towels, those bags that look like Crocs. I can't remember what the name of it is, but put them in those bags, the sun hats, beach chairs, anything like that that screams vacation. Just putting my business card near those things on the same shelf as those things. I actually had a friend send me a Snapchat the other day, and she was like, look what I found, and she was at Marshall's and my business card was in the buggy, and I had been there previously and I had put it in the beach towels and with the swimsuits and stuff like that, and I was like, so someone has at least seen it. They may not have wanted it or needed it, but at least they didn't throw it away. They put it in the buggy, and she saw it and she was like, I'll leave it here for the next person to see it. So that was pretty cool because I was like, where are you? So it does work. People see it and it will move around even though you don't think that it will. That was a prime example. The next thing I would recommend is anytime you go out to eat, leave a business card with your check. If you go to fast food, give it to them when you hand them your debit card or your cash or whatever, just give it to them. Even if you don't necessarily think people are going to use your services, you never know what their life is like or what they're needing. So give it out out to everyone. The next thing I would say is if you go get your nails done or your hair done or your eyelashes done or anything like that, leave business cards with them if they're okay with it. If they don't mind you just setting up a little thing and putting your business cards out, let them do that. Let them know that you are a travel agent or whatever you are and say, hey, do you mind leaving these out? Or if you hear somebody talking about going on a trip, like mention my name, whatever it may be. My nail tech has done that for me already. She has put out my business cards and every time I go in there, they're sitting out. So I know that people are seeing them. So leave them out if those people don't mind you doing that. Another thing is at restaurants when you go out to eat, putting them in the salt and pepper holders. So you can either put it like next to the salt and pepper or in the little thing where it can hold a menu. Put like 1 or 2. You don't have to put a lot out, just a couple, because 1 or 2 people is better than no people. I also have put them at the bank inside near the deposit slip. So just set a couple business cards out there. So when people go to deposit money or they go to take money out, whatever it may be, they see your business card right there. Another thing is, again, the library. You can put them in books at the library. You can put them in magazines. If you're not able to hang the flyers, you can always just put business cards in the seats or on the bookshelf or whatever the case may be. Again, doctor's offices, they usually have a lot of seating. They have, you know, the pin pad for your debit card or credit card. They also usually have magazines sitting out. So just kind of scatter them, one here, one there, you know, just put a little bit of everything everywhere. And you can also always leave it in the room and maybe your doctor will see it. You never know. Again, especially for me as a travel agent, I plan to start leaving them in hotel room drawers whenever I go. So I know a lot of times when you go, you see like the Bibles or whatever. So put your business card in there. Obviously people are going to see it eventually, even if it's just a housekeeper. Someone will see it. So put it in the drawers, put it in the bathroom. Just try to put it somewhere where they won't think that it's trash and that they're throwing it away. And then the last one I have is if you live near a golf course or if you play golf, on the steering wheel of the golf cart, they always have the little clip to hold the sheet for the scorecard. So you can always put a business card there, leave it in the cup holder, leave it in the sun visor. Just put it somewhere on the golf cart because a lot of times people that play golf have money to spend. This next one is pretty personal to me specifically because I have done this in many videos. We do mock bookings. So basically we make up a trip and then we post it on social media or wherever. So I have found pretty great success in those, and I'm just going to kind of share where I put those so that more people see them. So I do join a lot of Facebook groups. I join a lot of yard sale groups, town talk pages, traveling pages that I relate to. Moms groups are really awesome. Dads groups, if that's what applies to you. Join groups that you relate to and that are in your area of service, and then I share those mock bookings into those groups. I also share that same exact mock booking on LinkedIn, on Instagram. I will make a TikTok out of it. I will share it on my Google business page, and I will also post it on my story for my business page, my story for my personal page on Facebook. I will do the same thing on Instagram, my personal page and my business page, and then that kind of covers all your bases. So even if they don't see your post, they may see your story, and always link back to your business page so that they can easily click on it and get to it. And then the last thing I do for the mock bookings is I will share it from my business page onto my personal page and just add a little blurb on there. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. I make sure it's posted on every single social media that I have. So the first thing in my miscellaneous category is a car decal with your business logo and your information. So I just bought 2. I'm going to put 1 on each side of my car. So it has my business logo and then it also has my phone number and my Instagram and Facebook handle. I'm actually about to move across the country, so I was like, hopefully hundreds of people will see this as we drive. Specifically for me, I have also ordered a travel agent t-shirt, just wearing it out in public with some funny saying on it to catch people's attention, to get the conversation started with, hey, are you a travel agent? Doing that, wearing it out to the store, wearing it out to eat, things like that. And that could really go for any business. Another thing, as you guys may or may not know, obviously we just got married this past October, so I have reached out to all of the vendors that we use for our wedding and let them know, hey, I'm a travel agent, and I kind of played the, you as a small business owner know how hard it is to get clientele and build clientele when you're first starting out. So I wanted to offer my services to you both for business and for your personal use. Just keep me in mind whenever you need some travel booked for you for either business things, business trips, or family trips. And also letting them know, hey, if you don't mind recommending me to your clients, if they need someone with my services, that we don't mind referrals. We love referrals. We love word of mouth. So just reaching out to them and letting them know what you do, and especially as other small business owners, they will completely understand where you're coming from. And if you haven't gotten married recently, if you are a little bit older, if you aren't married, reach out to other wedding vendors in your area. So just reach out to them and be like, hey, I see that you do this for weddings, and I know that you probably travel for weddings and that you have clients that are going on honeymoons or destination weddings or whatever it may be. I just wanted to let you know that I am a travel agent and that I would love to help you guys book your travel so that you can worry about taking the pictures or making the food or whatever it is. Make it appeal to them as to why they should use you. Another thing that I did, I haven't gotten any success off of this personally, but I do live in a very small area, so it may work better for you guys in a bigger area, is send letters to local schools and churches and can offer your services. So I sent letters to the schools and said, if you have any sports teams that are going to championships and will need a hotel stay, or if you want to do like a teacher's retreat or something to that effect, then these are my services and I would be happy to help you. Sending them to the churches for Holy Land trips or mission trips or just church outings, church camps, things like that. As for getting started and not having reviews and people wanting to know if you're real, if you're legit, have people that are your family or your friends that don't have the same name as you go in and leave you a review. And I don't mean just go in and leave like a bogus review. So for me, it was pretty easy because I have always planned our trips. So I had a friend of mine go in and leave a review for the bachelorette trip that we went on. I planned it. So she just said, you know, something about how the place that we stayed was great. We always felt safe and that she would book with me again, just to give you at least 1 star, because the more reviews you have and the more good reviews you have, the more likely you are to get recommended to other people in a search. For me, I have also had my clients go in and leave a review after we've booked their trip, even before they've went on the trip, just to say, this is how our communication was, this is how I felt about the booking process, it was great, it wasn't great, whatever the case may be. Just have people leave honest reviews about your communication and your booking process and the services that you offer. And then whenever they come back from their trip, you can always have them leave another review about where they stayed and what their experience was like. The final and probably most important tip that I could share with you is to talk to people. And if you don't like to talk to people, get comfortable with being uncomfortable. You need to talk to people. You need to let people know that you have this service and this is what you offer and this is how much it costs and this is what you can do for them. Strike up a conversation with literally anyone. Your waiter or waitress at a restaurant, your cashier at the grocery store, someone you work with, someone you see at a brewery, at wherever it may be. Just start a conversation with them and then just bring up, hey, I'm a travel agent, like, you know, this is what I do, kind of thing, and see if they're interested. And another great example is to just talk to people on Facebook. Talk to people that you do know that you maybe aren't best friends with. So for me, for example, when I see people that I know that are getting engaged, I'll reach out, congratulate them on their engagement, ask them, you know, how they've been, things like that. And then I'll kind of go into, do you guys have any wedding planning done? Do you have any idea where you want to start? If not, I'm a travel agent and I would love to book your honeymoon for you or your destination wedding. This is what I can do for you. If you're interested, keep my information on hand. Here's a business card. Here's my business info. Just remember me whenever that time comes if you're not ready to do that yet. And then that's one thing that they can go ahead and check off their list. Found that. Don't have to worry about it. Take the stress off of them before the stress even hits. Another idea for talking to people as a travel agent is when you're on vacation, when you're on a cruise, wherever you are on that trip, talk to the people around you, you know, ask them how they're enjoying their stay. Figure out what their perspective is on it, because you can have yours, but their opinions on it may be different. So ask them how they feel about it, what their experience has been, if they've done something that they like better, something they didn't like as much. Whatever it is, just start conversation and then go into, you know, did you book this trip yourself or did you have a travel agent? And if they tell you that they booked it themselves, be like, oh, well, here's my business card. If you ever don't want to have to deal with the hassle of booking it yourself, keep me in mind. You know, I would love to help you and I would love to talk to you more about future vacations that you may have with you or your family. So just talk to people no matter where you are, no matter what you're doing. Talk to people, let them know what you do, let them know what you offer, and don't be super salesy and pushy. Just be like, hey, here's my information. This was a nice conversation. If you want to keep me in mind for the future, I'd really appreciate it. If you want to let other people know about what I have to offer, I would really appreciate it. And a lot of times people take that a lot better than, hey, this is what I'm selling. Do you want to buy it? Because that just seems pushy and like you don't actually care about them. Again, it's all about making it personal. So that completes my list of over 30 things you can do to gain clients for your small business. Again, these were all tailored to me as a travel agent, but you can tailor them to your business as well. And if you have anything that you're like, well, how does this apply to me? Comment it down below and I will help you out, because we all should be helping each other succeed. Everybody should grow. Everybody should be able to own their own business and be their own boss, and whatever they want, you should be able to do that. So comment it down below and I will try to help you guys out. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit a big thumbs up, hit that subscribe button down below, and I will again link all of my business socials and information in the description down below. I will see you guys back here next week with another one.